Don't put a contract on a house. Don't even look at a house till you get the answers to these questions. I'm going to share everything with you in this video so you can make the best informed decision. One of the most stressful things that a person can go through in their lifetime is actually purchasing a house. And there's questions that you need to be asking. And it's not that you don't want to ask the questions, it's just you don't know the questions to ask. Hell, there's a lot of real estate agents that won't know these questions. The crazy thing is they're just simple one-line questions that you can get the answer to that'll save you a whole lot of money, a whole lot of time, and a whole lot of stress, and give you peace of mind after you write a contract on a house. Let's jump into it. A key question that you should be asking every homeowner that's selling their house is really simple: why are they selling? And you can get this information from the homeowner themselves, the listing broker, or the real estate agent who has the property listed. Knowing why they're selling can make a huge difference in your negotiating power, because if a house is sitting empty, vacant, nobody's in it, it's not occupied, I can assure you that seller's more motivated to sell, and more than likely they're willing to come off that price a little bit more than if it's an occupied home, because chances are it's either a estate sale, divorce sale, relocation. And think about that and write that down. If you haven't grabbed a pen and a piece of paper, pause the video and write this stuff down, because it's very helpful, money saving questions that you'll want to ask. Now, another one is not only why are they selling, but how many days has it been on the market? You can go to Zillow, Realtor.com, and oftentimes you'll see, and it shows you the days on the market. What you really need to find out, if you have a good agent working for you, is know literally how long has it been on the market, not just with that real estate company. Because when you go to the MLS, the multiple listing service, it's going to show you how many days it's been on the market with every single real estate company. And when a property's been on the market, house, land, it really doesn't matter. The longer it's been on the market, it becomes shop worn. And you as a buyer, you start to question, well, why is that? You also have to look at the price. If they were real high on price, it's been on the market for 6 months, they started at $272, and now it's at $184.9, well, chances are it's just gotten into the price range that it's going to sell. Now, here's a couple that, well, really one that a lot of people miss is insurance claims. A lot of people don't realize that if there's been a lot of insurance claims on a house, that kind of goes with the house. It's almost like, have you ever seen how the cars have the Carfax now, right? So if you have a Carfax report and there's been a couple of accidents, well, they disclose that stuff. Now, insurance companies can see if the house has ever had a fire, been struck by lightning, had any kind of claims on it whatsoever, because oftentimes those claims can make your insurance go up on a house that you haven't even purchased yet. But you know what I mean, not having even purchased yet. I mean, when you buy the house, insurance will go up because of the house. The next one people don't just overlook is flood zones. You have to ask, has that home ever flooded? A lot of this stuff is on the property condition disclosure form that they came out with in the mid-90s, where everybody in the country has to fill out that form. It's about 13 pages, and it shows the age of the roof, all this information. Is it on a well? Is it on septic? But these questions that I'm going to go over with you, most of them already know in the disclosure. So you need to know, has the property ever flooded, and is it in a flood zone? Now, there are different flood zones. You can Google these, but there's A, B, and C. A is the highest, the most likelihood of that house flooding. B is a little bit better. It's not required by the mortgage company that you hold flood insurance. You have to know this, that when you buy a house and it's in flood zone A, the mortgage company is going to require that you have flood insurance on that house. Of course, you want it anyway, believe me. And here's what people forget. There are 26 states in the United States that border the ocean. That's right. And a lot of people fail to, they're like, there's no way I'm doing that. Listen, floods can happen anywhere. A's the worst, B's less, C's even better, and then there's flood zone X. Those are the ones you need to look out for. Now, this next one is on the disclosures when you see the property condition disclosure form, but it's okay to go in a little deeper. It asks the question of the seller, has the home ever had termites? They check yes or no. Is it under a termite contract? They'll check yes or no, and they're asked to give the termite inspection company. The reason why you want to know that is if it's ever had termites, you want to know where, when, what happened, what caused it. Just dig a little bit, because oftentimes it can lead to the next question is, you know, has the house flooded, right? Because whenever there's water in the house and moisture, that's where the termites are going to set in. They come up from the ground. They can be behind your vinyl siding, behind the wood, all of that. You just want to make sure if there's any damage from termites that it's been repaired, and not just repaired, but repaired by who. You want to make sure, of course, you get every single home that you purchased inspected. But asking these questions that I'm sharing with you will even take it a step further as far as the home inspection, real estate agents, and the homeowner themselves. Now, this one a lot of people don't realize, and it's fire hydrant. That fire hydrant right there, right on the corner of this house, this lot, your insurance is going to be a little bit cheaper. Lord forbid you have a fire. If they have to tap into water, it's right here in the area. The other one is foundation repairs. I know it doesn't have anything to do with water. These aren't in any special order, but foundation repairs. I'm going to share something with you. This is a live oak tree, huge big live oak tree, and it is planted 20 to 25 feet from the house. That's a good thing. That's what you want, because what happens is so oftentimes foundation issues on a house are because of those tree roots. So you see, this is a crepe myrtle. And that crepe myrtle is just 3 feet off the house, because when you plant them and they're just little bitty saplings, you don't think anything of it. My advice for anybody is look for that foundation repair, ask about foundation repair. Oftentimes, if there's so much as step cracks, and the step cracks are like a stairs, right? They'll go up this way. Straight line cracks, that's foundations moving, because if it will move the foundation, it will break that brick. If it's just step cracks, oftentimes that's just cosmetic. A lot of people don't realize that brick doesn't give much structural integrity at all. That's actually brick that's in between the actual walls, the studs in the walls. When you put in a tree, just always make sure you're 10 foot off the property line. Now, this next one is something that we do for all of our clients, not just sellers, but also for buyers. And these questions are good questions to know, even if you're selling a house, because if you're going to sell the house, you want to answer these questions, and you gladly welcome these questions to any buyer so you can give them the answer so they buy your house over someone else's. Another question to ask is, what is the value of the home? Can you do a market analysis? You see, and a real estate appraiser is going to appraise the property, but let's just say that you're at a foreclosure like this home right here, 238,000, 2,350 square feet, 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2 car garage. It's a foreclosure. Needs some TLC, needs cleaning up. But if you got to go in here and put $15,000 in on it, you need to know that going in before you make the offer. And also, if you're going to put $15,000, $20,000, $40,000 into a house, you want to make sure, is it worth it? Like, if I'm going to buy this house and put this money in it, am I going to be in a positive equity after I do that? See, oftentimes you can buy a foreclosure, put money into it, and it may just equal what you could have bought a brand new house for. I only share that with you so you can have the data and the information, because your real estate agent can say, hey, here's what the most expensive home sold for. Here's what the least expensive home sold for. Here's why this one was priced at this. It had a pool in the backyard or completely remodeled kitchen and bath. This one was a foreclosure, or this one was a estate sale, and that's why it sold for less. They can also give you an average per square foot. That way you know going in what you're going to be invested in. Now, don't get me wrong, you can get some amazing buys when it comes to foreclosures. This house right here, 2,350 square feet for $238,000 is a really good buy. And I tell people, if you want to look at all the foreclosures, doesn't matter your city, county, parish, state, go to findmyforeclosure.com. I partner with foreclosure.com, findmyforeclosure.com. Unfortunately, it's not free because it costs a lot of money to create the site, maintain the site, pull the data, because that data is updating every hour on the hour. So I'll tell people, go to findmyforeclosure.com. It's about $40 a month, but it'll show you every estate sale, tax lien sale, short sale, anything like that, bankruptcy sales. So you can drive by, look at the house and know, okay, this is something that I can make an offer on. Now, this next one you do not want to forget. Hopefully you're writing this stuff down. Give me a thumbs up if you like this information. It helps me spread the word, and that's what my goal is, to help millions of people know and understand and simplify the whole real estate process without having to charge you money to do it. I just feel like you learn something, you master it, and then you teach it. You've got to know what the property taxes are. They will estimate that with your mortgage company, but it's a good thing to know what are the taxes on the property. You're not going to have to pay that in one lump sum per year. You have an escrow account. They'll escrow for your taxes, homeowners insurance, and all that. But it's still a good thing to know what are the taxes on the property, because they can be absurdly high and you just don't know. Another thing that can affect your wallet, your pocketbook, and what it's going to cost you on a, every 3 months or every year is your homeowners association. If you're in a HOA, homeowners association, if they've got community pools and playgrounds and maintaining entrance and all that, you may be $700 to $1,500 a year, and that's something that's not escrowed. It's something that you have to pay either monthly or yearly. When I shoot these videos, I have so much that comes to my head, and it's like, I just want to get it all out, but it's like, there's only so much time, and if you're like me, I got the attention span of just about a goldfish, so I try to keep my videos really under 15 minutes. One thing that you should always do if you're selling a house or buying a house, this is a corner lot. A lot of people don't like corner lots because they're like, I'm on display. I kind of like to be between two houses. The good thing about a corner lot, if you got a wide enough yard, is you can have rear yard access, which is great if you're pulling in lawnmowers, you want to put a trailer back there, a boat, or anything like that. Of course, you got to ask and make sure you can do that with a homeowners association. But that's just a smart little plug when you're going to sell a house and buy the house. Another thing to point out, I always tell everybody this, and it drives me a little bonkers because real estate agents will measure a lot. Listen, there's 43,560 square feet in an acre. It's not that hard to measure that to find out if it's more than an acre. And anytime you're selling a house, and you'll probably agree if you're buying a property, if it's more than 1 acre, it's nice to know that, because most of the time, there's a lot of people out there, they'll come to you and say, don't show me a house unless it has at least 1 acre. Well, if you don't put at least 1 acre, that it has 1 acre in the MLS, when you go to market and promote and advertise a property as a seller, then that home is never seen by that buyer who wants 1 acre or more. Now, here's one I share with people, and most contracts in just about every state have a website that you can click on and go to, and it will tell you, hey, do your due diligence. I always tell people, do your inspections, mold inspection if you smell mold. You hear me say all of that stuff, right? But this one people fail to. Let's just say you have small children. Just about every city, every county, and every state, every parish, if you're in Louisiana, has a sexual offenders website. And it's not a bad idea just to go to that website, put in your property address, and it will literally show you around your address, so the home that you're about to buy, if there are any sexual offenders. It will also give you some very important details on that person and where they live, because they have to disclose that information. So listen, I'm Wayne Turner. Hope you like this. If I missed anything, chime in. Let me know if you're a real estate agent, broker out there, real estate appraiser. Let me know. That way we can continue to teach people. Until next time, thank you and God bless.